So Neil, first of all, another boardroom meeting, the first big one of the summer, if you like. How would you describe it?
A long but yet productive day. I mean, we covered a lot of bases throughout the course of the day. Some really important things, and I think by the end of play today, I think everybody was happy with the progress that was made.
There's been a big commercial on the Elite League website about a job, somebody that's going to come and sell some advertising and help hopefully move the league onto the next level. Where are you at with that?
Well, funny, we sat and went through all the applications today as a board. Some really good applicants, I have to say, that came forward. So, I mean, it's whittled down to a few people, a few decisions still to be made on that. But I think as a league and as a board, we're very happy with the standard of applications that came through, and we'll just see how it progresses over the next while. I mean, everybody knows how important the commercial aspect of ice hockey is, and okay, it's not a mainstream sport at this minute in time. It's not your Premier League and what have you, but ice hockey is such a growing sport. It's a fantastic sport which is getting some huge crowds right across all of GB hockey, and it's growing and growing year on year. And I think certainly from the commercial side of things, I think from our side of things as a league, we're very aware of the need for this kind of commercial position to drive that corporate sponsorship.
Do you think you've looked at the CV of the candidate that's going to take this job on?
Possibly. I mean, there's certainly a few guys there that have really taken all of our interest. So, as I say, they've been whittled down, and they'll be contacted over the next few days, and probably interviews taking place over the next kind of 2 to 3 weeks.
Another big discussion point was the Challenge Cup. What can you tell us?
Yeah, the Challenge Cup was discussed. Can't really go into a lot of detail at this minute in time about that, but certainly from a league perspective, I think we're going to be moving venues next season. There's a couple of things that are on the back burner, and as I say, I mean, the news on that, confirmation on that, will probably be out over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I'd urge fans to sit tight on that one.
And with that, I suppose fans will want to know. We get asked on the Elite League Twitter feed pretty much every day, when are you going to announce playoff finals weekend? Any ideas yet?
Yeah, playoff final weekend next year is going to be the 8th and 9th of April, so it's going to be a week later than normal, so it's going to be at the NIC again. So listen, I know I see a lot of the social media around the league, and a lot of fans are keen that the league maybe try a different venue. I see Belfast touted quite a bit, and maybe other venues. I personally think Nottingham is a great venue. It's served the Elite League really well. What we saw last year in terms of another 2 days of sellouts, I mean, which was fantastic commercially for the league. So I mean, yeah, next year is back at the NIC again.
Import levels is again something that's been discussed. How are they going to be going forward? This year it's set in stone already with an increase of 1 on last season. What about going forward though?
Going forward, it was discussed. It was actually discussed at length. I think again, some clubs were maybe in favour of a decrease by an import or two. No final decision taken on, but I think we'll probably end up in around exactly the same as what we have this season moving forward, the 11 and 3.
And is it likely that there'll be any kind of increase sort of within the next 12 months? And you're saying you think it's going to stay at 14, but could you see a scenario where it goes up to 15?
Personally speaking, and this is just me personally speaking, I can't see it. I think we've reached the optimum level from that side of things. I think we have an onus as well on us as clubs, as a league, on the British player side of things as well, and developing those guys. And I think we've probably reached the right levels on that front. As I say, some clubs would like the import levels reduced, but I think it'll probably stay at the 14.
We discuss this every single board meeting, but the role of officials, the development of officials, have you moved on from where we've been previously? We've spoken of development camps, we've spoken of the possibility of the link up with the Swedish referees, the Danish referees. What's been the latest on helping the officials get better, if you like?
Again, it was discussed at length today during the board meeting. I mean, it's something that I think that all of us, every single club, is acutely aware that we've got to help the officials. We've got to help Simon Kirkham and his team of officials, and try and develop I think we'll probably see some of those camps again at the start of the season and what have you. But I think it's creating that kind of that closeness, that bond between the league and, of course, the officials, and seeing what we can kind of generate to try and help them more. And we talked about those partnerships that we had last year. I know I saw firsthand Swedish officials coming into the Manchester Storm one evening. They were absolutely superb, and it's great having those kind of those link ups. So I think everything from a league perspective that we can do, I think you'll definitely find. Maybe in years gone by there wasn't that kind of contact, that communication. How can we help you guys to get better? I think moving forward you'll definitely see the Elite League kind of having that strong relationship with the officials.
One other thing that could be a big bonus to the clubs is the fact that you're pretty close to a commercial deal, is that right?
Yeah, there's something going on behind on the back burner at the minute. Again, and I sound like a politician here, Seth. I can't go into a hell of a lot of detail at the minute, but I think it's something that we will see over the next hopefully the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe the guts of a month, and we'll be able to announce that to all of the fans. But it's something that's really exciting, I have to say, and it'll be certainly something massively advantageous for all the Elite League teams. And
it's something that, okay, it might not go out there on the ice and make a big difference, but it is something that behind the scenes will make a huge difference to the likes of, well, all the clubs, I guess. All the clubs,
but most certainly clubs such as the Manchester Storm, which I obviously have a vested interest in. Yeah, absolutely, and it's something that I think as a league we talk about it nearly every single month whenever we come to these board meetings, the necessity for on the commercial side of things. But everybody, we talk about it around the table, but the thing about it is, and again, this is where the commercial job will come in so handy, and it's the need that we have for it is whenever we go back to our clubs, we're all flat out. Everyone's working 24/7. That's hockey. There's no such thing as a day off in hockey. And I always remember Mr. Sims telling me that whenever I took on the Manchester Storm job, and it's so true. So I think the drive on the commercial side of things is so important for the growth of our league, and it's going to be massively advantageous for all 10 clubs.
Just finally, we've got to talk about fixtures. This room, we look around it right now, it's calm, it's relaxed. I suspect in 12 hours time though, it could well be a very different story with the fixtures meeting getting underway. It's going to be interesting, isn't it, for all of you around that table as you try and iron out the next 7 or 8 months?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's going to be my first fixtures meeting. I wasn't on board at the time last year, so I am told by the Manchester Storm owner Mark Johnson that it's a fairly lively affair, and yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, it's a really, really important day for all 10 clubs, really important, and listen, we've got good guys around the table. We're all trying to get the best things for our own club, but we're also there to make sure that everybody gets a fair crack of the whip. And I think by the end of play tomorrow, okay, I might be a bit fractured at different stages throughout the course of the day and putting these fixtures together, but I think by the end of play, most teams, if not all, leave happy enough.